There are two villains in Daredevil's Rogues Gallery that everyone is synonymous with, Kingpin and Bullseye. Unfortunately, these characters wouldn't go into Daredevil's fray until much later, at least less than 20 years after his first appearance. Kingpin made his debut as a Spider-Man villain. I of course like him better as a Daredevil villain because it adds much more diversity in stories and villains. But since I own a physical copy, let's check out Bullseye's first appearance. We start off with Daredevil fighting folks wearing Anthony Mackie's favorite color, called the Rocketeers. Marvel, be patient. You're gonna be bought by Disney in like 30 years. Daredevil accidentally bumps into Tower and congratulates him on his district attorney win, even though Foggy lost. If the name Tower and district attorney election sounds familiar to y'all, that's one of the stories season 3 of the show adapted. So, a paper plane is sent directly to the South Tower, but nothing happened. Good thing. Usually paper planes mean love. And it reads, "Give me your money, honey. I want more money because I'm a greedy little shit." Ugh, communists. You never mess with them. Okay, I know what I'm saying was supposed to be a joke, but I think that'd be interesting for Bullseye of all characters. It makes him look more evil. So, Bullseye is a honky in a black suit and has a target on his head. No, dumbass, the hunters know exactly where to kill you. Now you're just asking to die. Speaking of die, Bullseye kills the man that won't play poker with him, nor let him win by throwing a pen. Lead poisoning to the throat. Make sure you take vitamin C instead, kids. So, Bullseye graffitis targets like a hood boy on his victims. When the police and Daredevil come to investigate, the Popo calls Daredevil a retard. And then Daredevil leaves out of not caring for oppression. Okay, seriously, how come he hasn't teamed up with the X-Men in that case? So, some old guy from J.J. Jameson's club tells Daredevil the origins of Bullseye. Bullseye was a Vietnam veteran, and to quote the old guy, "What harm war does to you." That's true. So while in the Communist North and Communist South Vietnam, Bullseye learned the master of throwing, especially with one of those knife guns. I would love to see that in live action. So then he becomes a mercenary, traveling around the world for many days and nights, giving lead poisoning to lions and starving Africans. Just like the white guy who wouldn't give him money. Haven't all three of those things had enough already? So you might be wondering, how does this old wrinkle know about Bullseye? Is he his father, a former friend in Vietnam, his 20-year-older brother? Actually, none. Bullseye just walked up one day and explained a story so he could get attention, which does show a lot for Bullseye's character. So Daredevil goes on a manhunt and, oh look, a fake grenade. Oh shit, a real grenade! As Daredevil countdowns the gears and dust inside the bomb, he Allahu Akbars down the street and meets up with Bullseye. Bullseye attacks Daredevil with a fate worse than death. Trash bath. Ew. It would have been more hilarious if Daredevil got the Fight Club treatment. As Daredevil plays cat and mouse with old Target Head over here, Daredevil thinks his radar senses a bunch of cops. But it's actually a big circus, with a bunch of pedestrians and crackers with guns. I always had a soft spot for circus locations. On one hand, they were popular in the early 20th century, so it makes sense they'd be used frequently. So for some reason, I thought they were a kiddie thing if they were used in comics. On the other hand, a tent full of clowns, retards, and cotton from a black guy makes my nerves sweat and die. So Bullseye gives Daredevil a noose attack. Would have been better if it was Daredevil's choice. Get it? Bullseye then attacks with bowling pins. Revenge on the red bowling ball, huh? No joke, folks. One time, a bowling alley employee hit my friend in the head with a pin, and the friend died. And the employee still kept his job! Seriously, what is in bowling pins in real life? Lead poisoning? Bullseye turns Daredevil into his slave, causing his arm to skedaddle. Then Bullseye pushes a hot white lady off an Indian elephant. Okay, how come we don't have more of those elephant riders in comic books or action movies? Bullseye stupidly thinks the real human is a ragdoll, so Daredevil has to save him. Fearless Man and Target Head fight on tight ropes and with beanbags. The beanbags have cocaine in them too? This is a fun story right here. Golden Gun, you sure Bullseye didn't grow up in the ghetto? Daredevil has 2 heads. How the hell did he get 2 heads? The other head is gone. We must theorize how he got the second head and how he lost it shortly after. Shut up! Oh great, the Popo's calling Daredevil a freak again. You know there's millions of those kind of people in this circus right now, sir? Say that to someone who is not a superhero for once. 2 days later, Daredevil's girl toy for the week reveals someone important that no one remembers is her dad. No one remembers, no one cares. Women, am I right? The final fight is where Bullseye visits these old people so they can give him money. A trident Namor rejected goes in between the old man's wrists and on the newspaper, but after breaking free from the trident and the newspaper, this dude calls 911 and then stab in the hand. Damn, Bullseye must take going back to jail very seriously. Like real criminals. So Daredevil shows up to have a window and umbrella battle. Bullseye rips Daredevil's suit because a ripped suit is his weakness. What is he, a woman? Then Bullseye sees a snow bunny fur behind his costume, and that's his kryptonite. Bullseye uses the same lead poisoning pen trick as earlier. The lead killed the lamp, you bastard! But since the pen went to the window to the wall, Daredevil pretends Bullseye's head is Bullseye's balls. So now that this issue is over, what does the future hold in store for Bullseye? Well, a man who starts with F and ends with M made him more of an awesome villain. He was in both live-action adaptations of Daredevil, and hopefully we finally get his suit.
I want to die.